If you listen to English stories for just 20 to 30 minutes every day, you will notice amazing changes in your English skills. Your listening will become sharper, your pronunciation will improve naturally, and your vocabulary will grow without boring memorization. You will start to understand native speakers more easily, and English will feel less like work and more like fun. I dare you to try listening to this entire story without looking at the captions. But don't worry, if you can't understand something, the captions are right there to help you. Think of it as a fun challenge, not a test. What you're about to hear is the story of this amazing movie, but told in a way that will transform your English listening skills. You'll discover how three friends changed everything at their college, challenged their strict professor, and proved that real education is about passion, not just grades. Get ready for a story about friendship, dreams, and the courage to be different. Let me introduce you to three friends who became known as the Three Idiots. First, there was Rancho, whose real name we learn much later in the story. Rancho was different from other students. While everyone else worried about grades and jobs, Rancho loved learning for the pure joy of it. He asked questions that made professors uncomfortable. He solved problems in creative ways that surprised everyone. Rancho had a special gift for making complex things simple and boring things exciting. Then there was Farhan, a young man who dreamed of becoming a photographer. Farhan loved capturing beautiful moments with his camera. He wanted to travel the world and take pictures of amazing places. But his family had different plans. They wanted him to become an engineer because they thought it was a safer career. Farhan felt trapped between his dreams and his family's expectations. The third friend was Raju, who came from a very poor family. Raju's father was sick, and his family needed money desperately. Raju studied engineering not because he loved it, but because he hoped it would help him get a good job and support his family. He was always worried and stressed. Fear of failure controlled his life. Raju was kind-hearted but lived in constant anxiety about his future. These three friends studied at the Imperial College of Engineering, one of India's most prestigious schools. The college was famous for producing successful engineers, but it was also known for its extremely strict rules and pressure. Students competed fiercely against each other. Many students felt stressed and unhappy, but they continued because they wanted good careers. The college was ruled by Professor Viru Sahasrabuddha, whom everyone called Virus behind his back. Virus believed that students should follow rules without questions. He thought that fear made students work harder. His teaching methods were old-fashioned and rigid. He expected students to memorize everything perfectly and never encouraged creativity or original thinking. From the first day, Rancho and Virus clashed. During a class about machines, Virus asked students to define a machine. Other students gave textbook definitions they had memorized. But when Rancho's turn came, he gave a simple, practical explanation that everyone could understand. Virus was not pleased. He preferred students who repeated exactly what textbooks said. How is your listening going so far? The conflict between Rancho and Virus grew stronger every day. Rancho encouraged his friends to think for themselves instead of just memorizing. He taught them that understanding was more important than getting perfect grades. He showed them that learning could be fun and exciting. Meanwhile, Virus tried to control every aspect of student life. He believed that discipline and fear were the keys to success. Rancho had unusual study methods. While other students stayed awake all night memorizing textbook pages, Rancho understood concepts by connecting them to real life. He helped Farhan and Raju see engineering in new ways. Instead of boring formulas, he showed them how engineering solved real problems and made life better for people. The three friends created many happy memories together. They played pranks on strict seniors who tried to bully new students. They found creative solutions to college problems. They supported each other through difficult times. Their friendship became stronger as they faced challenges together. But their college life was not all fun and games. The academic pressure was enormous. Students competed constantly for the top positions. Many students developed serious mental health problems because of the stress. The college environment was toxic, but most students accepted it because they thought it was normal. One tragic event shook everyone deeply. A student named Joy, who loved planes and dreamed of building aircraft, was struggling with his final project. Joy was passionate and creative, but his project did not meet Virus's strict requirements. Virus gave Joy very low grades and criticized his work harshly. Joy felt hopeless and believed he had failed completely. That night, Joy made the devastating decision to end his life. Joy's death affected everyone, especially Rancho. Rancho felt angry about the college system that valued grades more than students' well-being. He realized that fear and pressure were destroying young people's creativity and joy. This tragedy motivated Rancho to challenge the system even more boldly. You might be wondering how Rancho planned to change things. He decided to prove that real learning was different from memorization. He wanted to show that students could be successful by following their passions instead of just chasing grades. Remember, it's okay to use captions if you need them. Meanwhile, Farhan was struggling with his own problems. His father discovered his photography hobby and became very angry. His father destroyed Farhan's camera and photographs. Farhan's family pressured him to focus only on engineering. They made him promise to forget about photography completely. Farhan felt heartbroken but agreed because he loved his family. Raju's situation was also getting worse. His father's health was failing, and medical bills were increasing. Raju felt desperate pressure to succeed. He was so afraid of failure that he could barely concentrate on his studies. His fear was making his performance worse, which created even more anxiety. As graduation approached, competition between students became more intense. Everyone wanted to get the best job offers from top companies. Virus announced that only the student with the highest grades would get a special recommendation letter. This letter would guarantee an excellent job opportunity. The final examinations were approaching, and tension filled the college. Students studied day and night. Some students became so stressed that they got sick. Others had nervous breakdowns. The pressure was crushing everyone's spirit, but Rancho remained calm and focused. During this time, something unexpected happened. Rancho met Pia, who was Virus's daughter. Pia was studying to become a doctor. She was intelligent, kind, and independent. Unlike her father, Pia believed that education should inspire students, not frighten them. She admired Rancho's different approach to learning and life. Rancho and Pia began spending time together. They discovered that they shared similar values about education and life. Pia saw how Rancho's methods helped students understand better than traditional teaching. She began to question her father's strict beliefs about education. Their relationship created more conflict between Rancho and Virus. Virus did not approve of his daughter's friendship with the rebellious student. He tried to keep them apart, but this only made their bond stronger. Virus decided that he needed to find a way to defeat Rancho once and for all. "You're doing great, keep listening." The situation reached a crisis point when Virus challenged Rancho directly. He gave Rancho an impossible assignment and demanded that he complete it perfectly within an unreasonable deadline. Virus hoped this would prove that Rancho's methods were worthless and force him to leave the college. But Rancho surprised everyone again. Instead of working alone, he organized his classmates to work together. He showed them that collaboration was more powerful than competition. Students who had been enemies began helping each other. They shared knowledge and resources. Together, they accomplished what seemed impossible. This collaboration angered Virus even more. He believed that students should compete, not cooperate. He saw Rancho's influence spreading throughout the college, and he felt threatened. Virus decided to take drastic action to stop Rancho. The final confrontation came during the graduation ceremony. Virus had prepared a public humiliation for Rancho. He planned to expose Rancho as a fraud in front of all the students, teachers, and parents. He had gathered evidence that he believed would destroy Rancho's reputation forever. But just before the ceremony, a medical emergency occurred. Pia's sister was having a difficult childbirth, and the nearest hospital was hours away. The doctors said they could not wait. Someone needed to help immediately, or both the mother and baby would die. In this desperate moment, Rancho stepped forward. Using his engineering knowledge and creativity, he improvised medical equipment from everyday items. He helped Pia perform an emergency delivery. His quick thinking and practical knowledge saved 2 lives. Everyone witnessed Rancho's real character and abilities. Can you follow the story without looking? This dramatic event changed everything. Virus realized that Rancho's education methods had prepared him to solve real problems and help people. Traditional memorization could never have prepared someone for such a situation. Only true understanding and creative thinking could lead to such success. After graduation, the 3 friends went their separate ways, but they promised to stay in touch. However, something mysterious happened. Rancho disappeared completely. His friends could not find him anywhere. He seemed to have vanished without leaving any trace. Years passed, and Farhan and Raju built successful careers. Farhan finally convinced his family to let him become a photographer. He traveled around the world, taking beautiful pictures and living his dream. Raju overcame his fears and became a confident engineer. He got promoted quickly and was able to support his family well. But both friends always wondered what had happened to Rancho. They missed him terribly and wanted to thank him for changing their lives. They searched for him everywhere but found no information about where he had gone or what he was doing. One day, they received mysterious news. Someone told them that Rancho was living in a small town in the mountains. They decided to travel there immediately to find their old friend. The journey was long and difficult, but they were determined to see Rancho again. When they finally reached the mountain town, they discovered something amazing. The person they knew as Rancho was actually living under a different name. His real name was Phunsukh Wangdu, and he had become a famous inventor and teacher. This is exactly how you improve your English. The revelation was shocking. Their friend had been using a false identity during college. The real Rancho was someone else entirely. Phunsukh had taken the place of his master's son to get an education. He had always planned to return the identity after graduation. Phunsukh had used his education to help people in the mountain community. He had built a school where children learned through creativity and joy instead of fear and pressure. He had invented simple machines that solved local problems. He had become exactly the kind of person he had dreamed of becoming. His school was completely different from their old college. Students laughed and asked questions freely. They experimented with ideas without fear of making mistakes. They learned by doing and discovering, not by memorizing. Teachers encouraged creativity and original thinking. Farhan and Raju were amazed to see how their friend had fulfilled his vision of real education. He had proved that learning should be about passion and curiosity, not grades and competition. His students were happy, confident, and truly knowledgeable. The reunion was emotional and joyful. The 3 friends shared stories about their lives and careers. They realized that Rancho's influence had shaped their success. His lessons about following passion instead of pressure had made them happier and more successful. During their visit, they also learned that Phunsukh had stayed in touch with Pia. She had also become successful in her medical career and had never forgotten the lessons she learned from him. Their relationship had grown stronger over the years, and they had built a life together based on shared values and mutual respect. The story came full circle when Virus arrived at the mountain school. He had come to offer Phunsukh a position at his college. Virus had finally realized that his old teaching methods were wrong. He had seen how his former students succeeded by following their passions rather than his rigid rules. Virus apologized for his past mistakes and asked Funsuk to help him change the college system. He wanted to create an environment where students could learn joyfully instead of fearfully. He had learned that the best teachers inspire students rather than intimidate them. Funsuk graciously accepted the apology but declined the job offer. He was happy in his mountain school, where he could continue developing new teaching methods. He had found his perfect place in the world, helping young people discover their own talents and interests. The friends spent several more days together, exploring the beautiful mountain area and catching up on lost time. They visited Funsuk's inventions and met his students. Everyone they met spoke about how much Funsuk had helped them and their community. As their visit ended, the friends made new promises to each other. They would stay in regular contact and support each other's dreams. They would remember the lessons they had learned about following passion over pressure. They would try to help others find joy in learning and work. The story of these three friends shows us that real success comes from understanding yourself and following your heart. Education should develop creativity and critical thinking, not just memorization. Fear and pressure destroy human potential, while encouragement and support help people grow. Their journey proves that friendship can survive any challenge when it is based on genuine care and respect. True friends help each other become better people. They support dreams and provide strength during difficult times. Most importantly, the story teaches us that everyone has unique talents and contributions to make. Society needs people who think differently and challenge old ways of doing things. Innovation and progress come from people who dare to be different. Congratulations! You just listened to about 20 to 25 minutes of English storytelling. Whether you looked at the captions or managed to follow just by listening, you've improved your English skills. If you were able to resist looking at the captions for most of the story, amazing. If you needed to peek sometimes, that's perfectly normal and still great practice. If you enjoyed this story, try our other movie stories. Remember, just 20 to 30 minutes of listening practice like this every day will transform your English. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you, subscribe for more English stories, and let me know in the comments. Were you able to follow the story mostly by listening, or did you find yourself reading the captions? What was your favorite part? See you in the next story.